Hi, so welcome back to Aku Gabriel, and in this series, we're quickly just going to talk about how to automate tasks with Bash scripting again. So this is the final video concerning Bash. Let's just go ahead and dive right in. Okay, so last video we make this couple of series whereby we introduce ourselves to Bash scripting and just the basics of it, the functions, the environment variables, the while loop and stuff. So let's just look at how to automate tasks. So on a real life penetration testing, probably if you want to hack into a system, you firstly need to do some information gathering on that system, and to do some information gathering on that system is very very essential because the amount of information you have is going to determine how much of exploits or vulnerability you are going to do, will damage you are able to cause with that system. And also, to just be attacking a dead system is even out of the band. Like, it's even the worst thing you don't even want to do. Like, try all your best to start attacking a system that is actually dead. You just don't want to make sure that the system is alive and is not really dead. So that's also part of it. So this is I'm just going to wrap it up. So a brief introduction to information gathering, and this is just a brief. This is not it because the we are still having the introduction gather. Sorry, the information gathering topic coming on the way. So let's just go ahead and dive in without wasting time. So to test if an host is alive, so we use the ping command, then we ping the name of the host. So the IP address. So let's say I want to ping myself, which is this address that look back to me, and that is ping 127.0.0.0.1. And as you can see, because I'm actually pinging myself right now, so it's showing that this address is up. That is why it's returning also reply back to me. So it says 64 bytes from, which means we receive back 64 bytes from 127.0.0.0.1. Okay, and also if I do if config, as you can see, having my wireless interface local area network 0. I'm having to connect to I'm having to connect to my hotspot right now because I connect the system with the hotspot, and it's on 127.168.48.170. So that's my IP address. Now I can just copy that and do ping this IP address, and as you can see, it shows that this is actually it's talking because this is me. But things really get interesting. What if I actually want to try my best to ping something that was not using? It's like 200. As you can see, because the 200 is not actually existing. Let me just do ping, because the 200 is not actually existing on the network. It's really giving me this feedback that the destination is unreachable. Okay, and what if I want to try to understand how many of us are actually using this network. Maybe probably there is another machine somewhere that is connected to this network. How do I do that? So what I would do is let's discover. So let's discover like that, and I need some bit of information here, which is range. I'm just going to open on that terminal. The range of I can do I if config again to check my subnet mask, so my network information. So as you can see, I'm using 127 dots. This is the guy actually this guy actually belongs to network, and this is actually for the host bits. So mathematically this is 8 bits, 8 bits, 8 bits. So I'm using splash 8. I think so. I'm using splash 8, obviously. So I'm just going to copy this first part of it because you can see it belongs to the network, and copy. I'm going to paste that, then dot 0 splash 8, I guess. Then I'm going to okay, I need to try to run it as a root. So we use the sudo command. It's going to ask for our password, so you enter your password. And all this guy, what he's just trying to going to do is just to try his best to go through all the possible combinations of to scan all through the network, let me just put it like that, and find whosoever is actually online through this port. So it's actually online or connected to this network. That is what that is going to do. So now putting these two scenarios together, we just leave that to work, or we can just do it sudo net discovery. So it's just going to do it all itself by itself. You can see it's just going to do that itself. Instead of putting the range ourselves, it's going to automatically try to dictate the range and try to discover whoever is connected to the network. I can guarantee it's going to find just only two people, and that is the net. That is the network itself, and also me. And you can see it has already dictated the network itself. So this is the hotspot, the IP address of the hotspot itself. Because I'm the only one that is connected to the network right now. So this is the only one that is just actually going to dictate. So now combining these two experience together that we've actually gained the ping command, and the net discovery command. So it is essential. There is another command. If we go here, you go to information gathering, you try to locate live host. You can see we have fping, hp3, and now fping is also actually interesting. What we can do with that is, let's open our terminal and try to do fping. Then what's my IP address? I can't even know. So let me check again. Sorry. If config. If config is not actually always good to be using. I think I always prefer IP address. So that really makes sense. Then I try to locate my interface. Grip on my IP address. So this is it right here. So I'm just going to copy this. Okay. Fping, then followed by the address. As you can see, this one is as simple as telling us that it's alive. So 1 2 point something is alive. What if we try to do the 200 that is actually not alive, that we know is not on the network? So sorry, I lose my mind. F ping. Okay, we try to ping something that is actually not on the network, and it's telling us immediately that the network is unreachable. So things really get so interested when we can just try to. Okay, so let me just combine this. And what if we echo this guy to see what is up, to see the return feedback that this guy actually gave to us. You can see it give us one. So this is actually the status. So this status allow us to check whatever command we issued, what status they give back to us. So if it is one, it means there is an error, like this is not actually going well. And if it is zero, in case we try to ping something that is much more alive. So if you say echo, if it is zero, it means that something really work for our favor. So that is what we need within our code. So we can just say the first command we want to actually author is ping. We want to make sure that the what's called f ping. So I'm using f ping now, not actually the ping. We want to make sure that this is actually working for our code. So we want to ping this guy, and I think it makes sense where we declare our IP address and say targets. You can say targets IP equals to this guy. Okay, and then we each time we want to try our best to ping. We want to ping this our. In fact, I really want to make our script really make sense. So we are targeting the first parameter that we are sending to the script each time we try to run our script. And also, so we want to ping the target's IP. Okay, now we want to actually check something. If we run into an error, if sorry, then if I think so. Okay, if we run into an error here, if paraventure for us this guy is actually equals to 1, that is an error. So we want to echo and say host is not alive. So you get that they want to append a new line. So this time I'm not just going to use echo, I'm going to use print f, like that host is not alive. So if this actually go wrong, so we want to say host is not alive, then we want to exist. So exist with the status of one, because it has already existed with the status of one. It's just alright to do that. So I'm just going to save this. And also all this code we are writing, you can use ordinary text editor. I think Linux always come with two of it. You can use LeafPad. So LeafPad is a text editor. Anything you want to write, you can write with LeafPad, and you save it when you are done. You can use Gedit. Gedit. So we run Gedit. Just run Gedit. Gedit is actually a program that makes sense, and it just works nice as well. But I prefer using Vim, so that's why I'm using Vim. Sorry for that if you have any issue. If you have any issue doing that, so I'm just going to save it again, and let's try to run our script from here. So sorry, that's desktop. Okay, right. So what I can do from here is to run this script to bash program, I guess. Sorry, I missed something up there, and that is the IP address. So we pass the IP address as the parameter. Then as you can see, it returns to us that 1 2 is a point something is alive. So once if we try to put something like 200, you know that is obviously not alive. So it said this, and you can see said host is not alive, network is unreachable, and host is not alive. So we have actually tried to automate our task like that. So for it to make sense, so just in case something really works fine for our case, we want to use sudo net discover like that, and we want to check again if this guy, if the status also is equals to 1, then we know something has actually gone wrong within our code. Then want to go like then want it to end like this. So we wanted to print f. So if it is actually equals to 1, so we can say error detecting, as in detecting hosts on the network. Okay, so we just want to choose something that says there is an error detecting on the host network like that. So we've written that. What we can just do is just to try to run our program again, and this is just really not going to do it. Okay, we are having that's a dead host. So let's try to run something that is much more alive. Alright, you see it returned back to us that host is alive, and now he's asking us for our password. So I'm just going to put the password there, and then it begin the work. So we're trying to look all through the subnet and give us what is available and what is actually not available within the network. So what I try to do by automating tasks that, so each time we come in, we log into our page, instead of coming to the bash, the terminal, running this command simultaneously, try to run fping on its own, or try to run let's discover on its own. We can just pack everything we want to run into a single script and then run it like that. So that is part of it. So you can see it has returned to us the single device that is on the network, on the same network with us, and in this case this is our host device. So this is the router that is serving us. All right, so that is it for automating tasks with bash. If you love bash, like you feel really was attracted to it, I would advise you to dive really deep into it. I think I'm still going to create a very separate course on bash, so just let me know if you really want to know more about bash instead of just the brief introduction separately. So thank you, see you in the next tutorial, please.